Some more breaking news on the broadcast. Let's take a look at that. And this concerns Bollywood actor Jacqueline Fernandez, where this is not good news for the actor, as this is a case related to money laundering that involves conman Sukesh Chandrashekhar. Now, the Supreme Court has refused to entertain Jacqueline's plea at this stage, and it has asked her to approach at an appropriate stage. The court has also granted Jacqueline a liberty to approach the court at a relevant time. There's some bad news there for Jacqueline Fernandez. No audience by the Supreme Court at the moment. Relevant time is when she can approach the Supreme Court. And this is the money laundering case that involves conman Sukesh Chandrashekhar. Allegedly, the actor was very close to the conman, as has been mentioned at various occasions, and that is what has landed her in this trouble. And right now, Supreme Court has not given her an audience, but with that rider that she may approach court at a relevant time. To understand this better, we have our legal correspondent Ananya Bhatnagar is joining us on the broadcast. Ananya, what does this mean for Jacqueline?
Fernandez wrote of this case against her as far as the money laundering charges are concerned. The Supreme Court, though, did not interfere into the case, refused to entertain that petition, but gave her a liberty to approach the court at an appropriate time. However, it also stated very clearly and clarified that the High Court's observations against her conduct and various observations that were made against her by the Delhi High Court while dismissing a petition seeking a quashing of this whole case, that would not be treated as a precedent as far as the trial in this case is concerned. These observations would not come in the way of the trial, is what the Supreme Court clarified. So kind of a relief, but definitely the bigger relief that she was seeking with regards to quashing of the case against her has been denied by the Supreme Court, in fact not even being given an audience to the same itself.
Right, Ananya, any idea on what is the relevant time that the court was also, in fact, Ananya, I believe you have spoken to Jacqueline's counsel. Let's take a look at that conversation that my colleague Ananya has had with Jacqueline's lawyer.
I have with me Mr. Prashant Patil, who's the counsel of Jacqueline Fernandez. Sir, how do you see the developments that have taken place, and what were your arguments before the top court today?
So it's a welcome development today. In fact, this was the purpose that we approached the Honorable Supreme Court for. As we all know that we are listed to argue on charge before the Honorable Trial Court. Technically, in a layman's term, it is the entire material collected by the Enforcement Directorate till now. There is nothing on record to show that Jacqueline can be charged under the provisions of Prevention of Money Laundering Act. In a nutshell, it means she is innocent. If this is my argument before the Honorable Trial Court, there were certain observations of the Honorable Delhi High Court judgment which may be causing some impediment in my arguments. We approached the Honorable Supreme Court to expunge the observations of the Honorable Delhi High Court. In a technical term today, the Honorable Supreme Court has been kind enough to expunge the observations of the Honorable Delhi High Court, and today the Honorable Supreme Court has granted me the liberty to independently and fairly argue before the Honorable Trial Court with all the evidence that I have and maybe prove my innocence.
Sir, what is the stage of the trial, and what are your strategies as far as the trial or arguments and charge in the case?
See, fortunately, the Honorable Trial Court proceedings are going on a day-to-day basis. So when our turn comes, we'll argue on the law point that she has no knowledge about these being proceeds of crime. She is not involved into this particular offence. And considering the material to be true, whatever collected till date, it will only show that she is a victim of the particular offence and not an accused.
So this was Mr. Prashant Patil, who was speaking to us after, in fact, the Supreme Court has asked Jacqueline to approach the Supreme Court at an appropriate time. However, giving, in fact, a little liberty to Jacqueline Fernandez that the observations of the High Court would not come in her way as far as the trial is concerned. I'm Ananya Bhatnagar with video journalist Sumit Jaguri for CN News 18 from the Supreme Court of India in the National Capital.